Have you ever wondered how different your life would be if the only person you came in contact with on a regular basis was your grandmother? After reading The House of Tomorrow by Peter Bignani, you will. Sebastian Prendergast is the main character in The House of Tomorrow. He lives in what is called a geodesic house. Geodesic means dome-shaped, and Sebastian's home in particular is suspended in thin air and has glass walls. His house doubles as a museum for the ideas and inventions of R. Buckminster Fuller. R. Buckminster Fuller was an eccentric scientist who was most active in the 1950s and is responsible for inventing the geodesic home, as well as Spaceship Earth and the big dome that we see at Epcot Center in Disney. Sebastian's tracksuit-clad grandmother glorifies Fuller and opened the museum because she has been in love with Fuller since she was in college. One day, the literal bubble that Sebastian has been raised in pops. His grandmother becomes quickly ill, and he finds that the only people in the world that he knows are the people he just met, the Whitcomb family. In the Whitcomb family, we see Jared, who's a heart transplant recipient who loves punk rock music and starts a band called The Rash, and his lovely sister Meredith. It all begins in the first paragraph, which is as follows. Welcome to the future. Every single human being is part of a grand universal plan. That's what my Nana always says. We're not alive just to lounge around and contemplate our umbilicus. We're metaphysical beings. Open us up and there's more rattling around in there than just brain sacs and fatty tissue. We're full of imperceptible essences, invisible spectrums, patterns, ideals. We're containers of awesome phenomena, which is why it's important to live right. You have to be attuned to what's around you, and you have to keep from clogging your receptors with crap. According to my Nana, the universe is sending signals every day, and it's up to us whether or not we want to listen. We can either perk up our ears or walk around like dead piles of dermis. I always preferred the former, which is why I found myself up on top of the roof of our dome on that fall Sunday when everything began. As you can tell by the passage, Bignani tells his story through the eyes of Sebastian, but uses a tone that is very different than the average teenager. He's sarcastic, witty, and uses a rich vocabulary to describe Sebastian's world in a truly unique way that also incorporates R. Buckminster Fuller's ideals. Read with us The House of Tomorrow and find out what happens to Sebastian. Will he survive in the outside world? Will Jared be his friend? Will Meredith ever notice him? Will he save the future of humanity? It's all here if you read on.